Welcome back to the channel. This is Model Rockets 321. So guys, before I get going, if you enjoy the content here, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and also ring the bell so when I put new videos out, which I plan on doing more launches. I'm gonna get more launches out, more builds, and more just showing some of my collection and things like that. You'll get the notification and you'll know right away that I'll put something up. So let's get to it. I finally got out to launch some rockets. I flew my Saturn 1 SA-5, Lil Joe 2's back here, and Lil Joe 1 that I love so much, the scratch built Lil Joe 1. I got out Saturday and I launched, and the SD's Executioner. It's a bigger rocket from some years ago. Flew that on an E12 motor, which these motors people have been afraid of them lately. But I bought a brand new pack and they did well. Here's the burnt. These are all the burnt casings from them. These three are all burnt. They flew great. This is my this is a C63 motor that I fly in my Lil Joe 1, Mercury Lil Joe 1. So this one, I use tape on it. I can pull this tape off. I use tape to hold these motors in because it has no just a put it in and you tape the edge of the motor around the inside of the tube. So that's how you hold this motor in. So yeah, this one, they all flew great except for my Saturn 1 SA-5. I spent so much time building it. It's a great rocket, great kit. But I did some modifications myself. I added some extra weight to it. So I added this. These are fuel lines I added. This rocket needs repairs. I don't know if you can see, but this is separated here. Antenna panels. This is on the second launch. Once it hit the ground again, parachute wanted to come out. Once it hit the ground again, it separated it and it dislodged these. So, and it landed on like hard rocks this time. So this will need some repairs. So just lost a fuel line, a couple of antenna panels, this separation along these joints. So I'm going to describe the flight, what happened. First flight, I launched, like I said, E12 motors. It took off. And it, like, after it got to maybe 50 feet, it started to arch over. Then it started doing loop-de-loops and seemed to have lost altitude, fell to the ground. Then ejection happened on the ground. It's a 4-second delay. These are E12-4s. So it did its thrust. And then the delay, by the time it hit the ground, and you know, these motors burn kind of long. They have a decent amount of burn time for it. It's an E12, so it has a decent amount of burn time. So it was on the ground, then it ejected. The rocket was fine, not much damage, nothing. All the panels, the antenna panels, no fuel lines, nothing came apart. So I was trying to figure out what happened with my friend. And I remember that I missed a step in the build. I forgot to add the nose weight, but I didn't have the nose weight with me, not the stuff that came with it, so I wasn't sure how much. So I had some nose weight in my range box. So I added some nose weight that I thought was the proper amount, and I felt the rocket to see if it was balanced correctly as far as center of gravity and everything, and I thought that it was. So I had to debate whether I was going to just risk flying it or just wait and get the right amount of nose weight. So I added nose weight, felt it, and I thought I had it correct. So I loaded an engine, put it on the launch pad, loaded up another E12 motor, and loaded in the recovery wadding, got it all right. Prayed to the rocket gods. And I did the countdown. Range was clear, sky was clear. Launched. It got some good altitude, but then it started doing loops again. It did maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 loops before it lost altitude and fell to the ground again. If you know what that is, drop it in the comments below. I thought it was center of gravity. It seemed to have enough power. Could it have been just not enough nose weight for that balance? If you have any suggestions, ideas, or whatever, please drop the comment below, send me a message, because I'm gonna fix this up. I'm gonna get it to fly perfect before I do any more like heavy detailing. I'm just gonna get this all put back together because this is all separated. This is an easy fix. It's really not a bad fix. I mean, yeah, I can definitely repair all this. I got the panels, like 2 popped off, and this, like I said, the fuel line popped off. So I'll get all this fixed. This is easy stuff to repair. Still kind of dirty. I'm gonna make sure I get it. I got like a kind of gouge right there out of this fin. Not a gouge, yeah, a little indentation for hitting the rocks. So they hit the rocks on the second launch. And there's full video of all this. You will see this flight. You will see it all go down. I got pretty much footage of every one of these, and I had the drone up so you could see it in its full glory doing these loops. It was so strange. I've seen loops in other launches, but I never really looked into what causes those. It seemed to have lost out. It was heading up straight, and then it arched over and started doing loops. And then it seemed to fall to the ground. It loses its, I don't know, it's not buoyancy, but it just loses its altitude. And it just gave up at that point, and it falls to the ground. Then the ejection happens, and that was that. So Saturn 1 SA-5 by Boyce Aerospace, a great rocket. Like I said, I added, I made the motor mount longer. I made it take these motors instead of the D12-3s, which the E12 should work. In theory, it should work. I'm just trying to figure that out. And the nose weight, I got to find my nose weight, and I think it may need a little more. But I want to hear from you guys, more people who probably know a little bit more about that than me. But I thought for sure the center of gravity was perfect or close. But I think the center of pressure and the center of gravity, they were like very close to each other. So it got really weird. I call it getting squirrely. But they weren't like chasing its tail. They were big like loops. It was so strange. Like it was flying, but just doing like these high altitude weird loops. And then it fell to the ground. Then ejection happened after it hit. So that's how the Saturn 1 SA-5 went. I'm going to get it back looking beautiful again. I'm going to take it out to the field. It'll be pretty ugly. And I'm going to get some footage of that. And I'm going to launch again and get this thing right. You know, I don't want it to get too damaged before it's, you know, flies right. Once it flies right, then I know, and then I'll be able to fly it more often and, you know, take it to the sky. So, and the other launched, my Little Joe 1. This is the Estes kit, the new one. It flew great, man. I flew it on the E12. I had that burnt casing. Here it is, right? This is the casing. It's burnt. E34T, Blue Thunder. Not a lot of smoke, not a lot of flame, but this motor and this rocket, it hauls, man. It sent it way up there. They said they projected 800 feet. It looked a little higher than 800 to me. It could have been 800, but it looked higher. I mean, it really flew nice with this motor. So, highly recommend the E34T and the Little Joe. And the Little Joe 2, which is my all-time favorite rocket. So it's this rocket came back perfect. Got a little ejection burn there, but nice flight out of the Little Joe 2 and the Little Joe 1, and the bigger executioners over there. That flew really well too. And the Little Joe 1, like I said, on the C63s. But the main center of attention, the star, or the rising star, is the Saturn 1 SA-5. We will get you back up. Like I said, it hit the ground. The first time it landed in like soft grass, and the second time it landed in rocks. I can see here a little crack here, like from the paint. That's from my layers of primer and then paint. Yeah, so I'll be able to get this fixed. This is not too bad. And then I'm so glad that this is a fin can. It's a 3D printed rocket, so no fin loss. Everything's good there. So I want to get this rocket back looking good or decent until I get it to fly right. But anyway, that's all for this video. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you know why rockets begin to chase their tail doing these big loops and then lose altitude, fall to the ground, eject, is that a nose weight issue? Or is it underpowered? It seemed to have enough power. It's just it got squirrely, like higher up in the sky, and then, you know, started doing those turns, which are strange. But thinking more nose weight. But I want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment and subscribe to the channel if you're watching this. Thank you all. It's Model Rockets 321. Have a great day.